gotta give in now. I think I gotta live this now. I think gonna be when I'ma kill this stuff real quick. I'ma go take it to town, cause I gotta be that king in the ring when I'm knocking them out when I'm back with the will. Cause I am just up on the journey. You just know that I'm just going insane.
Warriors, rise. ISO 20022 push back to 2025. We're going to break that down today. My name is Coach JVIM, the top health, mindset, and crypto business coach in the world. Remember, what you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. My intentions here are to prepare people for what I believe is going to be one of the biggest financial collapses and switch in our social, economic, education, financial, healthcare system in the world. There's going to be some people who thrive through this and some people who survive through this. The key is to become a warrior in a modern day society. So we're going to dive into some facts, figures, numbers, logic. We're going to look at some news, and I'm going to share with you my perspective. None of this is financial advice. I'm just a YouTuber, a ex-banker, and someone who studies this stuff 8 to 9 hours a day, making informed decisions within the market, studying multimillionaires and billionaires, and understanding not to listen to what they say, but to watch what they do. And when they tell you to look this way, you should truly look this way. So let's dive into this news here. So EU, agrees landmark regulation to clean up crypto Wild West. So the European Union is now diving into cryptocurrency. So the European Commission, EU lawmakers, and member states hammered out an agreement on the reforms Thursday. Known as the market in crypto assets, MiCA, the new law is the first attempt at creating a comprehensive framework for digital assets in the EU. EU lawmaker Stefan Berger said that the rules will put order of the Wild West assets. So what's happening right now is they are all feverishly working to create regulation within the crypto space. So we're watching what would be the third phase now. They're joining it, right? First they resist it, then they sue it, then they regulate it, then they join it. So we made it through the yicky phase, and that's why you're seeing major pullbacks. And the reason why we're not seeing big price appreciation, or not going to see big price appreciation for quite a while, in my opinion, and continued consolidation, is because the institutions will not get involved until they get regulation. Until the government says to them, here is the framework, here are the rules that you need to live by. Because if they don't, they're going to get smashed 100%. They're going to get smashed worse. So whoever controls the money, controls the information, controls the people. Money and politics go hand in hand. Until we rise up and change that, it's not going to change. So you're not going to change the system with your $100,000 crypto portfolio or your $10,000 crypto portfolio. I didn't create the system. You didn't create the system, but we have accepted the system. Think about that for just a moment. We have accepted this. Our grandparents accepted this. Our parents accepted this, and we're accepting this system as well. Now, we are trying to rise up into sovereignty, but we will never rise up into sovereignty until we understand how the subconscious mind works and how we've been programmed for a very, very long time. And until you gain sovereignty within yourself and change yourself, and a bunch of us do that, we're going to be in the same cyclic problem over and over again. So I want to remind you that the Euro coin had come out, a Euro stablecoin backed by full reserves built for a higher standard. The Euro coin is issued by Circle under the same full reserve model as the USD coin, USDC, a trusted dollar digital currency with more than 55 billion in circulation. It's designed for stability. Euro coin is 100% backed by euros held in euro denomination banking accounts so that it's always redeemable 1 for 1. Is it interesting that all of a sudden Terra Luna collapses and then these narratives start coming out that stable coins are not safe? Senator, who was it? Was it Janet Yellen at the same time was talking about stablecoin regulation. Senator Loomis came out with her bill in regards to showing that Bitcoin's a commodity and how we're going to regulate digital currencies. And then all of a sudden, EU starts coming out with the regulation. They come out with the Euro coin. And at the same time, BlackRock, Fidelity, and others to invest $400 million in USDC stablecoin issuer Circle. So BlackRock, Fidelity, and around the same time, Fidelity said that their clients can invest 20% of the portfolio in Bitcoin. Rationalize this. Terra Luna collapses. Circle's getting investments from BlackRock and Fidelity. Circle develops the EU stablecoin, which is one-to-one backed. Think about that. It's all happening at the exact same time, Warriors. So don't get the wool pulled over your eyes. Okay. So yesterday, Ripple put this out, an accelerated shift into instant payments across Europe. Okay. So this was a pretty interesting article where they dive into what they're talking about right here. Okay. So they're diving into this is actually a really, really good article. I highly recommend you read this. Instant payments are poised to become the foundation of consumer and business transactions, including card, mobile, and online payments across the European Union and the United Kingdom, but there are important steps that need to be achieved for successful implementation. Well, yeah. So in the EU, they're coming up with regulation. In America, they're using Ripple SEC case to come up with a regulation framework that they're going to be able to implement into banks or express to banks and institutions. And that's when our price appreciation comes. Okay. So this is important. I want to show you the ISO 20022 got moved to 2025 in America. People are panicking. It's nothing to panic about, Warriors. I've been sharing that I believe the monetary system is going to change. The banking system is going to change in 2025 or by 2025. There's a lot of things that needs to change, Warriors. Think about this. Imagine you own a bank, or you own the financial system like the Federal Reserve or the central bank, and you have to switch from one Ponzi scheme to another. And you have to switch a whole monetary system. There's going to be a lot of changes in dates, a lot of pushbacks. But the fact is, we are changing to a blockchain technology. We are changing to 24/7 RTP, real-time payments. Okay. We are changing to money moving at the speed of light. It's not going to be an easy transition for the banks, for the monetary system. Warriors, they can't continue this monetary system. You realize that, right? Jerome Powell is sitting in this weird position right now, raise interest rates and completely crush the general public, which they're doing right now. They're going to get rid of the middle class. The middle class is going to move down to the working poor, right? They'll be very, very wealthy and very, very poor. And they got to move a monetary system so they can move money at the speed of light. They're just changing the Ponzi scheme, basically. They're just moving it to another monetary system. Okay. This is from Bank of England, excuse me. Transition plan on June 17th, January 2022, following a consultation from CHAPS direct participants, we announced a revised timeline. They're all revising the timeline for implementation of real RTGS renewable program. Okay. So they moved theirs to April 23, and maybe they're going to move theirs to 2025 as well. But this was announced yesterday. Everybody's panicking about this. It's nothing to panic about, Warriors. There's going to be a lot of changes. There's going to be a lot of regulation coming out. And so they're probably like, hey, we don't have full clarity on regulation. The Ripple SEC case may go into 2023. Who knows? I don't know. But what I do know is I'm not focused on 2023. I'm not focused on 2024. I'm not even focused on 2025. I'm focused on long term. Okay. My crypto is an investment. I don't mix my investments in my retirement. Inside the Warrior Academy, I show you the 5 pillars of wealth. My investment is crypto. It's a speculative asset that I'm holding on to long term. I watch it go up. When it goes up, I pull profits. If it hits my exit targets, if it goes down, I hold the line. If it goes down to a certain buying point, I buy. It's that simple. It's a long-term strategy for me. So the Fed confirmed the ISO 20002 will be adopted one single day as previously proposed instead of a 3-phase process. Additionally, the Fed extended the implementation timeframe for a target date of November 2023 to March, 2025, based on comments received in response from initial proposals. That could be because of the election too. Who knows? I mean, the new president, for example, the Paris Agreement, I'm going to be diving into that, is getting smashed right now, actually. So that was the first thing that Biden took us into. And right now there was some stuff that came out that they were pushing back on some of the Green Deal stuff. So that's interesting. The interesting narrative going on right now, right? So just a reminder, the ISO 20022 ecosystem, we got Ripple, we got XLM, we got IBM, we got R3, we got XDC, you got Algorand, you got Consensus, which is deep with Ethereum, you got Accenture. These are all the systems. You got Swift in here. These are all the systems, JP Morgan, JPM Coin, that are going to change your financial system. You got IOTA. So this is basically the messaging system that is going to be, because when all these move at the speed of light, they move currency at the speed of light. Your messaging has to move at the speed of light. Some other things in financial news: major Bitcoin ETF legal battle begins with Grayscale suing the SEC. So now Grayscale, one of the largest asset managers in the world, is suing the SEC. And this is what I want to show you guys. This isn't very exciting or very sexy, but this stuff is important. So this is the stuff that helps me with deep understanding being an ex-banker. So Basel Committee warms up to the Bitcoin and crypto with more flexible proposal. Okay. Understand or understand what this is saying. So the Basel Committee, the Bank of International Settlements, to allow, so Basel III, the rules change. If you watch my videos and you're paying attention, the rules change around gold on reserves with Basel III. Okay, Basel III, they have to hold physical gold on reserves to have riskier assets. Now, Basel is allowing them to have 1% of their reserves, a bank, in Bitcoin. So do you think Bitcoin's going to zero if Basel and the Bank of International Settlements are allowing banks to hold 1% of their reserves in Bitcoin? So all your friends that are telling you Bitcoin and all these YouTubers and all these TikTokers telling you Bitcoin's a Ponzi scheme and it's going to go to zero, and when we say Bitcoin, the crypto market, right? Why would the Bank of International, so do they have insight, or they have insight and they're going to flip the Bank of International Settlements? They're going to flip Basel III. They're going to change the rules in banking. They have that much knowledge because they're a TikToker or a YouTuber that it's going to go down to zero. This is why I don't listen to a lot of YouTubers. This is why I don't pay attention to people I project on social media, because that stuff gets into your brain. Why would the Bank of International Settlements allow banks to hold 1% of Bitcoin on reserves? Why would Fidelity allow their clients to hold 20%? Fidelity is your retirement company. Why would they allow their clients, their clients is your 401k? Their clients, does that make sense? So Fidelity holds retirement accounts. Their client is the banks and services that are giving you your retirement accounts. You're allowed to hold 20% in Bitcoin. And the banks are allowed to have 1% of their reserves in Bitcoin. What does that tell you? When regulation comes, institutions are flying in. When they come flying in, that creates demand, utility. When there's demand and utility, this long, patient strategy you had is going to be very, very, very lucrative. Just my opinion. So again, YouTubers are saying Bitcoin's going to go to zero. It's a Ponzi scheme. Well, guess what? They're moving the Ponzi scheme from one banking system to another. I agree with the Ponzi scheme in regards to banking. Banking, anything with monetary or anything with ego is going to be a Ponzi scheme. Whoever controls the money, controls the information, controls the people. But the BIS, Basel III laws or rules now allow banks to hold 1% in Bitcoin. I mean, does that make sense, Warriors? You got this. Stay strong, hold the line, don't trip by the dip. So my strategy, I'm not in Bitcoin. If it drops in between 10 and 14,000, I will be accumulating some Bitcoin. I'm accumulating it. So I have a broad portfolio, which you can see in the Warrior Academy. Click the description down below, or click the comment, the pinned comment. You can join the Academy. You see my exact portfolio, my exit strategy. You have access to 100 cryptocurrency courses, 7 calls a week, the 5 pillars of wealth, business coaching, passive income opportunities. We're adding Airbnb within the next 90 days. We're going to have every single opportunity for you to free yourself from the just over broke. Okay, my strategy: if Bitcoin drops between 10 and 14,000, I'm in. Ethereum, I'm buying it every single week. Okay, well, I missed it last week, so almost every single week. I'm dollar cost averaging a CRO, VeChain. I have quite a bit of XRP and XLM, what I consider is quite a bit. So if it drops under my dollar cost average, which would be 27 cents, I will start to buy back in. Those are my strategies. I have many other cryptocurrencies. Some I think are going to make it, and some I think are going to get crushed with the new regulation. So simple stuff, Warriors. So I'm not just a crypto investor. I have my leveraged life insurance. I own multiple companies. I have equity in 9 companies, 4 in profit right now. But we're navigating through this market. Everybody's getting crushed, right? Even businesses are going a little bit sideways. But Warriors, it's here. It's here. That's what we train in our Warrior Academy. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And that's all I got for today. Warriors, let's get your shit together. Let's go.